What's up, YouTube? What is your boy Halucha Lucha, aka Matthew J. Brownlee, and I'm back with another pay-per-view review part 2. Wrestlemania part 2 is in the bags, and we're here to talk about it all. I have notes. I knew that. Right here. Got you. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, all the good stuff in the books. And woo! Night 2 of WrestleMania. Whew. Man. Was it good? It was there. I will say that Night 2 of WrestleMania was fine. It was fine. Nothing horrible. Well, to some people, depending on who you ask. But I don't think it was better than Night 1. I don't even think it was close to better than Night 1. They had solid matches. They had attempts and tries and stuff like that. But I think Night 1 was just so special. I don't think that Night 2 just lived up to it. I don't know. It's kind of hard, but it wasn't a bad show. But we're gonna get into this again. America Beautiful lady performs America Beautiful. I think it was a country artist lady, and then Titus and what's his face, Hulk Hogan comes out again. This time they come out as pirates, and they do a whole bunch of pirates, Shipper meets Timbers, and Hogan calling people names and whatever like that. It was stupid. But they bring on the first match, which is Randy Orton versus The Fiend. So this is controversy right out the gate. Randy Orton, first of all, his gear was fantastic. The all white with the trunks and stuff, that was fantastic. Then Fiend, of course, got his special entrance. He was like burnt up Fiend, and then he was in this like fiery flame thing, and it was like he walked through it, and like the flames burned all of his burntness, and then he came back to like regular Fiend. And then Alexa Bliss came out, and there was a big giant Jack in the Box. Did the and then let him, and he arises from the thing. That was a dope entrance. And then he closes the top of the box, and he jumps off of it and pops Randy Orton. So of course the match starts, and this is how every Fiend match goes. He beats you up. Yeah, he sells some. He no sells everything. Randy Orton does a first Bray Wyatt did a tribute to Brody Lee when he had taken him out and stuff like that. He like planted him, and then he did the whole yeah, which I respected very much. I loved it. And then he did the thing. Of course, Orton does his backdrop on the announce table. Bray pops right back up, pops him, mandible claw, puts him on the inside. Does a couple of moves. Randy Orton hits him in the face on the big box thing that Bray comes out. Again, still no selling stuff. And then he hit the mandible claw again. Well, he hit the DDT, popped out of that. Mandible claw after he was about to do the RKO. And then he was about to hit Sister Abigail. And then Alexa Bliss is on the top of the box, and like her whole face just turned all black. She was just sitting down there Indian style, face all turned black and stuff like that. And then Bray Wyatt kind of looked at her like that, and then from behind RKO 1 2 3, Randy Orton is your winner. Woo! Yeah, that's interesting. Crowd pops because it was Randy Orton. You know, you're not gonna boo Randy Orton because it's Randy Orton. And then after the match, they kind of looked at each other weirdly, and then the lights went off and they went back on, and that was the segment, and the crowd was not happy about that. Um, there was a couple of things that people were saying about who this was. One was it could have been like that Alexa Bliss is like Sister Abigail. Something weird happened, and when she was doing all her chanting, that she channeled back the Fiend, but she also channeled back her as Sister Abigail. And then they also did a thing where, or they also said that that could have been Aleister Black, because Aleister Black also sits in that Indian style thing that Alexa Bliss was doing. He was wearing black. He's like wear all black and stuff like that. So that's a maybe another hint that that could probably be Aleister Black, which would actually be cool. I would love an Aleister Black big feud with Bray Wyatt. Um, yeah. As far as the match was what it was. It wasn't anything horrible. But you know, Randy Orton won. I'm assuming Fiend will probably get back to Randy Orton eventually. And you know, it is what it is. You know, you can't win them all. You know, it's not going to hurt Bray Wyatt as long as the crowd and the fans still love Bray Wyatt. I mean, you have a match at WrestleMania. You're a multiple time WWE Universal Champion. I mean, really, like, if he ever leaves, he could still say that he's former WWE champion. So I mean, it is what it is. Uh, but yeah, so that match happened, and then they went backstage, and then Titus and what's his face, Hulk Hogan, saw Eric Bischoff there was talking, and Bayley, of course, the light of my world comes, and she is talking about her being a fan of Eric Bischoff, talking about hey, you know, you have a nice podcast, but you should have me do your podcast because I'm the best. You should have me as a host or whatever like that. She was like, yeah, whatever. We need Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair because they're great. And she was like, they're great. Me, I'm the longest running SmackDown Women's Champion. He's like, I am the flavor of the year. They were the flavor of the month. I am the flavor of the year. And then they started talking about Bulks. Uh, Hulk said something about 83 weeks. I don't know. Titus gave her the hat and then he walked away. Okie dokie. Next up is the tag team. I think it was the tag team match, right? Um, yeah, Tamina and Natalia versus Nia and Shayna. Uh, Tamina got some love on WrestleMania, man. They were loving them some Tamina. I don't know if it's because she's from Tampa or she's from the Florida area, but yeah, they love them some Tamina. They this match was all right. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't like anything ridiculously bad. I'm just surprised Shayna didn't lose via roll up. Well, they didn't roll her up, so that's probably why she didn't lose. There was no weird surprise roll ups. You know, this match was fine, man. It really was. They really tried, and you can tell the crowd. They at least tried. They tried to get behind it. There was a very light for maybe like 5 seconds at CM Punk chant, but it wasn't even loud. They were getting behind Tamina, uh, and they really they really made the match. They could have been in silent for this match, and they really let him go. Um, I don't know what I put something. Oh, there was a spot where Natalia catapulted Shayna Baszler and into Tamina, who super kicked her in the face. That was cool. Um, Nia talks a lot of trash to Tamina. She was like, "You ain't nothing. I'm Godzilla," and stuff like that. And then she beats her up. They isolate Natty a lot during this, and then Tamina's on the outside. Um, in the end, though, uh, oh, there was a nice thing where Nia hit a stretch muffler. They did because uh, Shayna like popped her with a big knee. It was like really stiff at first. Like everybody was beating up with everybody because that super kick to Shayna looked really stiff. And then Nia or Shayna need uh, uh, Natty right in the face. That looked like it hurt. And then Nia had her in stretch muffler, and then she kneed her again. That was great. So Tamina makes a hot tag. She gets the hot tag. She runs balls. She does a top rope splash. Moves out the way. Nia talks to trash. Tamina chops her. She gets her big slam, her WrestleMania slam on the Giant. And then gets on the way, tags. She tags in Natty, and then they take her out, and then Shayna tags in, and Natty gets the sharpshooter on Nia Jax. I think she's tapping out. She's yelling, but the ref is like, "No, tag." She didn't see it. Shayna comes from behind, chokes her out. Kirifuda clutch 1, 2, 3, and still tag team champions. We like to see it. Good for her. Next up, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. With Logan Paul, who got booed out of the building. Sami Zayn got said, "Ooh, whoa, 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 whoa." He got that. Kevin Owens got big love because he's Kevin Owens and he deserves all the love. This match was really good. Right out the gate, bell rings. Sami comes towards Kevin Owens. Boom, pop up powerbomb. Hilarious. He rolls out the ring. He takes him out. Brings him on the inside. He hits a cannonball. He goes on the apron. He's about to try to take him out with like his suplex thing on the apron. Sami Zayn reverses to like a brain buster. Trying to get the ref to count him out. He gets in at like 8 or 9, and then Sami starts taking him out. I can't read my own handwriting. KO inside. Oh yeah, he whoops him. Yeah. I already said that. I knew that. Just kidding. Sami hits a Michinoku driver, which Michael called Blue Thunder Bomb, and then Corey Graves was like, "I'm going to correct you before the internet attacks you again." That's a Michinoku driver, and then Cole was like, "Yeah, I don't need that happening to me again like last night because of the whole kick out at 2 thing." So that was actually kind of funny. So yeah, he hits that. Kevin Owens comes back. He hits a frog splash for 2. He tries for another power bomb. He gets reversed into a exploder suplex, and then he follows it with a blue thunder bomb. English is just my first language. Kevin Owens kicks out at 2, and then he hit another exploder suplex, like 2. He hit one in the corner, and then he hit another one, and then he followed that one. Boom, brainbuster for, you guessed it, another 2 count. And then Sami talks trash. He does a nice, like a packaged Ushigoroshi type thing. Like he had him like in a packaged version, and he hit him with the Ushigoroshi. That was dope. They did a thing where they wanted to go to the top, and Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn was about to do something to him, but he ended up hitting that top rope splash, not Ushigoroshi, but kind of a brain buster, but it's also like a fisherman buster type thing. He hit one of those. That was cool. Towards the end of the match, again, Sami talks trash. Big clothesline from Kevin Owens. He goes, he Irish whips him. Boom, clothesline, and then they do a battleground 2017 thing where he runs to the other side. You know, he does about to do his cannonball thing, but Sami follows him. Boom, haluva kick, and then he plants him up there, and then he's about to hit another one. Boom, super kick by Kevin Owens. Another super kick by Kevin Owens, and then he holds him. And he was like, "I told you I'm going to end it. It's over." Boom, stunner. 1, 2, 3. Kevin Owens. This match was really good. It probably could have been longer because of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, but this match was fine. Nothing wrong with it. And then Logan Paul goes to the ring. He's like, yeah, you whatever. And then he goes to congratulate Owens. He's like, oh yeah, you the best. You the man. You the greatest. And Sami's like, yo, dude, what really? Like, you're supposed to be my guest, and you're over here with him. Like, he was. And then Logan pushed him, and then Kevin Owens was like, wow. It was like, he was like, okay, fine. You know what? Whatever. And then forget you. And then he leaves. And then Logan Paul, congratulating Kevin Owens, about to put his hand up. And then the crowd, like, is booing him. But Kevin Owens looks, and then looks at the crowd, and the crowd starts cheering. And then Logan Paul's like, yeah, cheer. Yeah, it's Kevin Owens. He's like, yeah. He looks at the crowd starts cheer, because everybody knows what's happening except for Logan Paul. And then Logan Paul is about to go in there. And then instead, boom, stunner. Decent selling stunner from Logan Paul. And crowd goes crazy. So I'm kind of interested to see what is going to happen next for Sami and Kevin Owens. Maybe there might be a thing where Kevin Owens is like, hey, let's team. Maybe. I don't know. But that'd be great, because everybody's been wanting Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens to be a tag team forever. Ever. Next up is Sheamus. Riddle is is backstage with the Great Khali. They talk to each other. Neither one of them understands anything they're saying. I kind of thought it was funny that Riddle was like talking to him. He's like, oh, let me see your hands. Oh, you got big hands. You got, you bet you could sell like big gloves, the big tall things, big scooters or whatever like that. And Great Khali just stood there dead faced at Riddle, and he just looked at him. He was like, no, nothing. You ain't got nothing for me. And he just stood at him. And of course RVD comes. He's like, hey, yeah. He's like, I'll translate for you. And then they were talking, and they said something about RVD's rolling papers, which apparently crashed the internet. I guess they all got sold out or whatever like that. They wished Riddle good luck on his match, which he needed all of it, because Sheamus comes out clean get up, with Matt Riddle, who just like scooters all the way down the ramp. That was pretty cool. Pirate themed pigeons comes out. Bell starts. Very physical. Yeah, this match was good. They work very well together. They have very good chemistry. So it's not a surprise how this match was really good. Yeah, a couple of spots. They go on top rope, like the top of the rope, and Matt Riddle hit like a Spanish fly over like a belly to belly Spanish fly. That was pretty dope. They did like a spot where they tried to do a white noise from like the top. He tried to be on the top to do a white noise, but he kind of slipped off. But he still had Matt Riddle, like he didn't let go of him, so he just did the white noise from there. That was pretty cool. Matt Riddle did like a flip thing over the rope. He did like a over rope like head flip thing, but it ran right into like a brogue knee for 2, which was like a couple of weeks ago. That was the end. Like he hit the brogue knee and he won. That one got him a 2, and then he hit an Alabama slam, another 2. So that was dope. There was a Riddle hit some exploders, hit a Broton, he hit a jackhammer. That was fantastic. Jackhammers from Matt Riddle are always great. He did some submissions. I think he did a suicide dive, but in the end he went for a Broton, and like he kind of reversed it, and then Riddle reversed that, and then he tried to do like a springboard something, but woo, right in midair, Sheamus hits him with a just picture perfect broad kick right in the mush, and got the 1, 2, 3. Sheamus is your new United States champion. You like to see it. It was pretty decent stuff. And then Matt Riddle's mouth was bleeding. Sheamus was raising the title in the air, laughing at him 3 times. 3 times, U.S. champion for Sheamus. Good for him. I do also still hope though that he does win the Intercontinental Championship, because I know that's the one title that he wants to win before he retires. He's been saying about being U.S. champion, IC champion, and he's been putting in that work since last year when he came back with the Hardy thing, Big E thing. He came back, had the matches with AJ and Riddle, Sheamus, Drew, Keith Lee. Maybe Keith Lee come back. Him and Sheamus gets that feud going back. Maybe Samoa Joe. I don't know. That'd be great. But yeah, that was good. Next up, Apollo Crews versus Big E Intercontinental Championship. Big E's gear, fantastic. Of course, he gets a lot of love, as does Wale, because they're in Tampa Bay. Well, they're in Tampa Bay. That's where Big E's from. Wale just gets love because he's Wale, and he deserves all the love. So he performed Big E's theme song because he's the one who made Big E's theme song, so it makes sense. And then Apollo comes out with the big old staffy thing like that. The Nigerian drum fight is the ring is surrounded by actual drums, a big symbol. I think that's what they call it. Symbol, big symbol, kendo sticks, and as soon as the bell rings, both of them just gets out of the ring, gets kendo sticks, and they just start beating each other with kendo sticks. It was great, just beating each other down with kendo sticks. Big E gets the upper hand, of course, just whooping his butt with those kendo sticks. Apollo. Oh, and then of course Big E does his suicide spot, clean as a whistle. That was great stuff. And then they do they get on like the apron because Big E's like moving stuff. He took apart one of the steel steps and he gets the big steel steps, put it on the apron, like put it next to the apron, and he goes there where Apollo is, and Apollo hit a driver, like a Death Valley driver on the apron to Big E's back, and then he's about to slam him on it, but Big E hit like the insecurity right on the steps. He's like, "You think there's a game?" They talk the trash. "You think there's a game? You think we're playing these games? No games, no games." That was good stuff. And they get in the ring. Apollo Crews gets the upper hand, and then he gets a kendo stick. He starts beating the tar out of Big E's, like so much that the whole the kendo stick just breaks apart. That was good stuff. He sets up for like a table, he sets up for a table towards the end. He sets up for like a table. He's about to hit his frog splash. Big E moves out the way, obviously. Boom, through the table. Big E sets him up for a big ending. Boom, hits it. And then wouldn't you know, your boy Tapu Koko is back from Raw Underground. I think it's Dabu Kato, but we call him Tapu Koko around these streets. Comes in here, hits a pretty smooth spike, like the thing that Umaga does. He hits him with one of those big old clotheslines. He's smooth in the ring. He is a big smooth cat in the ring. And then Apollo, he picks Apollo up and puts him on Big E for the 1, 2, 3, and new Intercontinental Champion, Apollo Crews. So okay, we're out here recruiting. We're recruiting people. I like it. You love to see it. New Day has Omos to deal with on Raw. Big E got Tapu Koko on SmackDown to deal with. We like to see it. So yeah, good for Apollo. Again, another one who's been putting in good work. I would love to see what happened with that. Maybe Big E's trying to get his title back. Maybe you put Cesaro in that mix. Make for some fantastico television. Love to see it. Next up, I don't know if this came before or after this match, but there was a segment where Triple H had like a briefcase thing. He met Bad Bunny somewhere in the streets of outside of Tampa somewhere, and he said, "Hey, you did really well at WrestleMania, but it's now time for you to go back to do what you do." And he hands him the briefcase. At first, I was like, "Oh, he's about to bring back Money in the Bank. He's going to be a Money in the Bank, fire!" But he gets on top of that big old truck thing that he was on yesterday, and he opens it up, and it's like a microphone with a skull on it. And then it showed all the dates for him to tour. I think maybe next year. I don't know if it's this year or next year, but that was cool. That was a cool send off for him. And honestly, I really hope he comes back. Bad Bunny really did put in that work. So, if he's ever in the Hall of Fame, sometime during the future, it's okay with me. After that, we get Rhea versus Asuka. Love for both of them because they're both fantastic. Asuka was looking so adorable. I love Asuka. She's the best. Quick start. Asuka was out here ripping the new one on her Ripley. I'll be here all week, guys. She would like she would try to hit her with a move, and like she would maneuver out of it because she's Asuka and she's great. But she went to go for a hip attack. She moves out the way. Boom, kicks her in the hand, takes advantage. Again, like to talk the trash, beat her down, slam her down and stuff like that. Yeah, this was a good back and forth. It was a sudden ending, I think, in my opinion. I don't think this had the big fight feel as Sasha and Bianca did, and I think for the main reason is because this feud was only 3 weeks in advance. She came out, she said, "I'm gonna challenge Asuka." Then next week they had a contract signing where she threw a table at her. The following week they had a tag team match where Rhea Ripley bailed on her, and then they had the match and she's champion. That was it. I think had this been, after Rumble, and they built up this, it probably would have been better, been longer. But again, there's nothing wrong with the match. The match was perfectly fine. It just came out like I feel like a lot that happened on night two. I think everything just came out of everything just came out of nowhere. Yeah, everything literally just came out of nowhere. It was crazy. Asuka got a couple of flurries in, big old kick to her face, went for some Asuka locks. Rhea did her big old Texas Cloverleaf thing, and then Asuka went to go for like a bounce rope move, and Rhea like caught her quickly, hit the riptide, and that was it. 1, 2, 3. Rhea Ripley is the new champ. I mean, we like those over here. We like Rhea Ripley's. We like those Rhea Ripley's. She deserves it. She should have won last year when she beat Charlotte. She should have beat Charlotte Flair last year. So we like those. We ain't mad at those. But it was just short. It just came with just like that, and it was over. Hall of Fame class, congratulations. We love you, Molly Holly. We love you, Eric Bischoff. We love you. Kane. I know Kane was in it, but I know he was Eric Bischoff, Molly Holly, Kane, and everybody else. Love you. Titus and Hulk comes out again to thank everybody for WrestleMania. Bayley comes out to save everything because she's the best. But of course, the Bellas interrupt. I don't think the crowd enjoyed that. Bayley said, hey, you're not gonna. He was like, hush, you two both hush. She said, I know you came out here on WrestleMania, but you should go back because John Cena is not here. That got a big pop from the crowd, and then they attacked Bayley. The crowd booed because they don't like that because Bayley's the best. And then they piped in cheers after they heard that because, they're Hall of Famers. And then Titus O'Neil said something, and yep, that was the thing. Anyways, main event: Daniel Bryan versus Edge versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. Edge got the biggest pop. Daniel Bryan, he was there. He got a couple of mixed reactions. They did boo Roman, but there was a little bit of appreciation for Roman as he was making his way down. It was just a little bit, but then after that little bit, it was like, all right, it was like, we're gonna boo you, we're gonna cheer for you a little bit because we respect you, because this is what we wanted, but we're still gonna boo you because you're a heel. And this match was fantastic. As soon as the match starts, Roman takes out Bryan. And then him and Edge do a thing, and then he takes out Bryan again. Boom! Super kick from Jey Uso. Hold that. Bryan triple threat rules. And then he tosses Edge out. Hey, Uso, get up! Boom! Super kick to Edge as well. I think he hit like another super kick on Daniel Bryan. He was out here like he was the Young Bucks. He was like, you get a super kick, you get a super kick, you get a super kick. And then Edge takes out Jey Uso. He starts bouncing Roman Reigns across the barricade like a pinball machine. And he goes back to Jey Uso. Boom, hits him with the DDT. Jey Uso, adios, amigo. Then it's just Edge and Bryan for a little bit. Bryan attempts like a head scissors from the top rope, but Edge rolled it to a sunset flip bomb thing. That was dope. Then he hit an Edge-O-Matic on him for another 2. And then Bryan takes out Edge. Bryan takes out Roman, and then he hit a top rope drop kick on Edge. Roman comes in, boom, clothesline to Edge. Edge hits execution on Roman. Then they hit each other, double spears. That was a great spot, because you don't really see that at all, because not everybody really does a spear. So they both did the double spears to each other. That was good stuff. And then when they did that, Bryan comes out of nowhere from like out of frame. Boom, flying headbutt to Roman, flying headbutt to Edge. That was dope. And then he hit a knee plus on Edge, and he went to Roman. Boom, getting this yes lock, tap out, but he doesn't because Edge makes the save. And he's like, okay, I respect it. Boom, you get a yes lock. Tap out, no. Roman makes the save. And then Roman starts whooping Bryan like it's nobody's business. He hits him with the powerbomb, and he goes on the steps. Boom! Powerbomb, get another one. Hey, you remember WrestleMania 30? Boom! Powerbomb on an announce table. And then Edge comes out of nowhere. Boom! Spear. Hold that. Killing it out here in the main event. And then Edge and Roman, there's a chair. They do like tug of war type thing. Edge gets part of the chair, like still part of the chair, and then boom, hit this crossface left on him. And then Bryan comes in, is like, oh, you gonna hit the crossface? I see your crossface, and I raise you a label lock. So he has it on there. And then Edge is looking, like, how dare you? And then they start headbutting each other. That was a good spot. Love that. Bryan goes for another knee plus again. Edge, boom, hits him with a spear. He rolls out the ring, and then Roman gets out. Boom, spear on Roman. 1, 2, skirt. No, sir. Bryan takes out the referee, Charles Robinson. And I like Edge's face. He's like, how dare you, you little booger. So he comes around. Charles Robinson's like, what in the world's going on? Paul Heyman was like, I ain't got nothing to do with that. That ain't my business. Edge starts beating up people, everybody. He gets a chair. Hold these chair shots, Bryan. He gets a whole bunch of chairs, stack them on the inside. Boom, Bryan, hold these chair shots. Hold all of these chair shots. And then he puts a chair right under Daniel Bryan. Another chair. Here you go, right under Roman Reigns. Chair. Boom, good chair to Daniel Bryan. Oh, Roman, you want a chair too? Too bad because Jey Uso comes in, attacks. Then he gets a chair. spear. Now you get chair shots. Boom, you hold that. Turns around, spear by Roman Reigns. Oh, you like hitting concertos. Oh, you like hitting concertos. Okay, I respect the concertos. So he puts a chair under Edge. Boom, concerto to Edge. He drags Edge, puts him over Daniel Bryan, pins them both. 1, 2, 3. Your winner. And still your Universal Heavyweight Tribal Chief Champion, Roman Reigns. Dun 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 dun. So yeah, that was fantastic. We loved all of that. Yeah, that was good stuff. That was a worthy main event. I thought that they all did well. The added Bryan just adds everything and makes everything better. They both, as they said, both lived out their dream to main event at WrestleMania because it could be the last one. 10 years to the day, you got your moment, and Roman Reigns comes and says, "Now your moment is over," and still, fantastic. Overall, night one was still better. I might have to watch Sasha, Bianca, and Roman, and then the triple threat match. My opinion, I would still lean towards Sasha and Bianca. This match, that match, the main event, Ciampa Walter, Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, and maybe I might have to look back. There was a lot of good matches. Those are the four that came at the top of my head. For top 5 matches. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus The Miz and Morrison. That was a good one. So yeah, those would be my 5. You can also throw in the ladder match, the tag team match, in NXT. Yeah, those would be in the top for the best. But Sasha Bianca, the Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, Pete Dunne. Oh, Pete Dunne. Oh, no, I wouldn't put that in the top 5, but that was a good match. Kushida, Ciampa Walter, the triple threat match, and then maybe the Bad Bunny match would be maybe in my top 5. I would have to go through it again, but yeah. But overall, I'd probably give night 2 a B plus. I'd give it a B plus. There was, it wasn't a horrible show. There wasn't anything completely horrible with night 2. I think just from yesterday and how everybody was just so amped up, and they got the backstage promos, and then they started hot with that WWE Championship match, and then Bobby Lashley still retains the title. He had that excellent main event. The crowd was just like going crazy for them. That was fantastic. Bad Bunny pulling out Bunny Destroyers. That was crazy. Omos looking like a beast. I just thought night 1 was just fantastic. And followed by night 2, which was, I think, still a solid show. B plus for the show. I guess all in all, between the two shows, I guess it would get an A minus because I gave it an A yesterday and B plus today. So I guess A minus for WrestleMania weekend. What did you guys think? What would be your top 5 of the show? Did you like the same matches I liked? Did you like other matches? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you guys for Raw. I'm out.